Welcome to your podcast, Living Above Self. We now have a new format. Today's episode covers the financial grow your money segment as well as the transformational feature, Nuggets of Wisdom. Now, our next episode will place a spotlight on personal development and growth mindset. In that episode, we will interview an interesting personality who has a growth mindset and has demonstrated a life of living above self, a life of empowerment, overcoming failures or setbacks to achieve success, and a life of significance. We invite you now to stay tuned to today's episode of Living Above Self. Are you planning for your retirement? Beware of inflation. When I was growing up, I used to see signs on people's gates saying, "Beware of bad dogs." Well, today I want to tell you to beware of the thief in the night. Inflation is referred to as the thief in the night. But what is inflation and how does it impact your life? Inflation is the rate at which prices increase in an economy over time. It robs your money of the purchasing power. Therefore, your money buys less and less. Inflation is regarded as a silent thief. It reduces the value of your money silently and repeatedly. Inflation is simply the rise in prices of goods and services. When prices go up, your money buys fewer goods and services. Many persons don't pay attention to inflation and are not aware of the impact inflation has on their daily lives. No one escapes inflation. It impacts the lives of everyone in the economy, the employers, the employees, government, businesses, the retirees, and others who are earning a fixed income. It's when you're ready to spend your money that you realize that the thief called inflation has robbed you of the value of your money. American journalist Henry Hazlitt said, "Inflation is a form of tax that we all collectively pay." Inflation impacts people's lives differently. It can make the rich wealthier and the masses poorer. Let us examine inflation targeting. Inflation targeting is a term that the average Jamaican or the average person may not be familiar with. It speaks to a strategy by the central bank whereby an inflation rate is set as a goal and monetary policies are adjusted to achieve the targeted rate. The Bank of Jamaica, for example, sets an annual inflation rate of between 4% and 6%. This inflation target is expected to create economic growth and development. Monetary policy is strategies employed by the central bank to maintain price stability in the economy. Research shows that the inflation rate stood at 5.3% in July 2021. Speaking at an investment forum recently, Senior Deputy Governor at the Bank of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Robinson said, "There is a likelihood that inflation may surpass the 6% target this year. However, he expects the rate of price increases to lessen gradually within the targeted inflation goal of 4 to 6% by year end." Dr. Robinson expressed unease about shipping costs, which have increased by over 300% during the pandemic. Let's take a look at the implications for retirement planning. Inflation robs us by the amount of goods and services we can buy with our money. So, if a loaf of bread costs $450 now, with a targeted rate of inflation of 6% per year, it means that in 5 years, a loaf of bread will cost over 600 Jamaican dollars. And in 10 years, that same loaf of bread will cost over 800 Jamaican dollars. That's a 77% increase over 10 years. Let's now look at the impact of inflation in a US dollar scenario. If you're earning US dollars and you purchase an item for US $200 today, if inflation is projected at 3% per year, it means that in 10 years, this item is projected to cost US $270, a 35% increase over 10 years. It is therefore important to factor inflation when planning for retirement, regardless of the currency that you earn. If you currently contribute to a pension plan, what is the annual rate of return projected on your retirement plan? Have you discussed with your financial advisor the impact of inflation on your savings, on your investments, and your pension funds? It's not enough to just make contributions to a pension plan. The rate of return and the period of time the funds are invested will determine your retirement income. That is why it's important that as soon as you start working, you should start planning for retirement. Therefore, your pension fund should be earning above the rate of inflation so that the purchasing power or the value of your money increases instead of losing value due to inflation. So, as early as you start to plan for your retirement and putting money towards a pension fund, examine the rate of return you are getting on your pension. Always remember that the rate of return on your pension fund is important to grow your money. As a financial advisor, I have interviewed many persons who contribute to pension plans but are not aware how much retirement income they are projected to earn in retirement. Another concern is that some contributors do not know the rate of return they are earning on their investments, and in some instances are not aware of the current rate of inflation. Neither are they aware of the projected rate of inflation, even if it is stated in their pension documents. Remember, inflation is like a thief in the night. It robs those who are not prepared. Are you a pre-retiree? Now is an opportune time to review your retirement plan to ensure that it is beating inflation. What if your pension funds are behind inflation? It's not too late to invest. Investing in a diversified fund of stocks and bonds will ensure that you are beating inflation and your money is increasing in value. There is a rule of thumb to guide you as to how much stocks and bonds should be in your diversified fund. Subtract your age from 100. That's the first thing. Secondly, the difference determines how much stocks should be in your diversified fund. Example, if you are age 60, subtract 60 from 100. The difference is 40, right? This means you should have at least 40% of your investment in stocks. Remember, this is only a guide. If you are in good health, you can subtract your age from 110 instead. The difference this time is 50. So 50% is your guide as to how much of your portfolio should be invested in stocks. If you are in retirement, keep investing. Inflation robs the fixed income earner continuously of purchasing power. Don't be a victim of inflation. Author of the book, The Power of Money Dynamics, Venita Van Caspel said, "Inflation takes from the ignorant and gives to the well-informed." Thank you for listening to Grow Your Money.